Not that I'm especially big on like current events commentary, just because there's so many people doing it, and it seems like a crowded market. But in this case, I'm going to make an exception. I saw this controversy surrounding the idea of TikTok. Oh my gosh, TikTok is ruining people's minds and so forth, and it's making them, not have the ability to focus on anything for anything longer than a short term kind of thing. Well, let's kind of digest this a little bit here. First of all, you have to understand the U.S. Congress. The U.S. Congress, nobody there cares about you or your kids. They don't care about this country as evidenced by their actions. So to suggest otherwise, I think that you're at best naive. They don't give a fuck about you. They give a fuck about their money. They care about their day trading strategies. They care about looting the country. They care about appeasing their banker masters. That's what they care about. They don't care about you, your kids, or your family, and they certainly don't care about your kids having, the inability to focus on something for long term. That's not. And by the way, I mean, like, this is, you just keep this in mind, because these people think like this, because they use this against you, like, oh, it's for the children. They said that about video games. They've said that about TV. They said that about Tom Sawyer. They've said that about a lot of stuff. Okay, over the course of human evolution. So there's really nothing to take that's serious about these people anymore. They're just trying to protect, more importantly, not just their money, but their narrative. Now this is where we're going to get into the meat and potatoes here of this. TikTok's owned by China. Do you think that anybody in China will censor a video if I come on here and I say the US dollar is a garbage currency, it should be done away with immediately? Do you think China's going to censor that? Probably not. If I come on here, let's pick another controversial topic. If I say, hey, American men are being destroyed in divorce courts by a bunch of judges that are probably pedophiles, they're probably owned by the Epstein people, and they're doing this deliberately to destroy the family. Do you think that China's going to censor that? Probably not. If I come on here and I say, hey, our border's wide fucking open, and and the U.S. is being turned into a dumping ground, where they're paying people to come here and just fuck everything up, for Americans, like actually fuck things up. Okay, not people who are immigrants who are trying to come here and be Americans. No. They're coming here to be a hyphenated whatever, right? Do you think that China is going to censor that? Probably not, because how would China handle a migrant caravan of 20,000 people that were going to crash the Chinese border? How do you think they would handle that? Probably a lot more decisively, to put it mildly, than the U.S. will. The U.S. gives them all kinds of free shit and a helicopter ride to the nearest welfare office. That's the U.S. response. China would mow them the fuck down, and then probably burn the corpses or eat them or feed them to their animals or something like that. So come on. That's what would more than likely happen. So do you think any of the censors in China are going to censor any of that? No, they're not. And that's the problem they have with TikTok. And to you Gen Xers, for my fellow Gen Xers, like, are you suggesting that TikTok, because it's like short little videos, like, you mean like music videos in the 80s? I don't feel as though, as a Gen Xer, that my life was really compromised because I saw David Lee Roth in a giant headdress showing up at a gas station saying, give me a bottle of anything and a glazed donut to go, followed by 3.5 minutes of music, and then we're on to something else. I don't feel as though that I can still read, I can still write, I can still, hold on a normal conversation. We can still have long format conversations, Q&A, etc. That's reality. Right? So if you don't get to subrogate your responsibility as a parent, let's say you're a parent and you've got little kids, like, oh, but my little kids are watching. Well, why don't you give them other stuff to watch, right? When my dog, when she was a puppy, she'd chew on my shoes, and I'd grab the shoe and I'd say, no, don't eat the shoe and stuff. Here's a toy, and I would replace it with one of her toys that she could chew on. Pretty simple to me, right? So no, the reason that the U.S. Congress is all up in everybody's ass about TikTok has nothing to do with. It has to do with the fact that TikTok won't censor the content that goes against their narratives. Same thing with all the guru class out there. You think the guru people out there want to hear someone like me come on here and completely debunk all their bullshit? Of course they don't. That's. You think a 3-card Monte dealer wants you to show up and say, hey, these same 4 guys are always winning. It's the same 4 guys. You guys are all in on it. You think somebody you think somebody wants that to happen? No, of course they don't want that. They want to protect their narrative. They're trying to protect their money. That's all this is. What's the answer to 99 out of 100 questions? Money. That's the answer. It has nothing to do with your kids. They don't care about your kids. They don't care about your kids. They don't care about any of that stuff, dude. Get that out of your head. No, they're upset about this. So, and as far as for those of you out there like, well, but there's no, like it's all a bunch of libtards with their pronouns and bullshit. I got to tell you, I run into that pretty infrequently on TikTok. In fact, it's goddamn near a right-wing safe space on TikTok because there's plenty of content out there. I've seen women out there advocating for the abolition of the 19th Amendment on TikTok. So don't tell me it has anything to do with politics, because it doesn't. No, it has to do with the reality that, like, do you think that anybody in China would be upset if I say, dude, the US dollar's a garbage currency, you should stop using it, you should use anything else. And you should stop paying taxes and let the country fucking die because it's a waste right now. It's a waste of time, and it's a far cry from what the founders' ideals were. Like we're way down that road past the Constitution and everything. You think anybody in China is going to censor that? Of course not. That's what they're upset about, my friends.